A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to A&B Exam Forum. In today's session, we are going to see one more paper, and today we are going to discuss the paper that was held on 2nd March 2023, and this paper was SSC CGL 2022 Tier 2 paper for computer knowledge and awareness test. Okay. So before proceeding, I would like to show you that we have made various videos for SSC CGL Tier 2, and if you are preparing for other competitive examination like RRB, banking, you can watch these videos. This will be beneficial for all the competitive examination which have computer section in it. Okay. Coming to topic wise distribution, let's see. For today paper that we are going to discuss is 2nd March 2023, and in this particular paper we have seen 10 questions from computer basics. Okay, so if you see the syllabus, there are many subtopic in this particular chapter. Okay, so from this chapter itself you got 10 questions. Okay, so this is very important chapter for the student who are preparing for SSC CGL. Coming to the next is software. So in the software part, you have 4 questions in this particular paper, and more specifically it is related to Word, Excel and PowerPoint. Next one is working with internet and email. So we have seen only 2 questions, but these 2 questions are very simple one. Okay, one from downloading and uploading, and another from email account. Okay. And the last one is basic of computer networking and cyber security. So we have seen 4 questions. Okay, so total of 20 questions were there, and today we are going to cover all those questions with the detailed analysis. Okay, so the first question is on screen, and the question says dash is a type of malware that is often disguised as legitimate software. Okay, what do you mean by legitimate? That it is a useful software, it is not a fake one. Okay, so you have to tell the name of that malware. Okay, so these are the 4 options, and this malware related things we have discussed in our chapter in the theory portion. We have discussed every type of malware that are commonly asked in the exam. So if you have watched this video, you can just answer this question. Yes, you are right. It's Trojan or Trojan horse, and as we have discussed in that video, that Trojan are generally disguised as legitimate or useful software. And you see it was asked in SSC CGL. And one more thing is that it is named after Greek mythology Trojan horse. Okay, it is just an animal which is appear as a horse, so the name is Trojan horse, and it appears harmless, but it is very dangerous inside, so the name comes from that mythological character. And very important thing about Trojan horse is that it cannot self-replicate. Okay, like we have seen in the virus, that virus can replicate itself, but this Trojan horse cannot replicate. Okay, in backend it can do malicious activity, that's why it is called Trojan horse. Okay, all such things we have discussed in our malware chapter. So the answer for that question is Trojan horse. Okay, coming to the next question. In MS Excel 365, which of the following appears across the top of the screen and below the title bar that contain all the command, formula and feature? A very easy one, and all of us knows that it is ribbon. Okay, in MS Excel 365 or the recent one 2023-24, you must have seen this kind of window for MS Excel, and this portion, okay, this portion is called a ribbon. Okay, so all the things are present in the ribbon, so that's what the question asked. So the answer for that question was ribbon. Okay, Coming to the next question, dash is known as electronic disks. Okay, so it comes from the memory chapter and it is very important chapter. And again, we have made video on secondary memory where we have discussed all such thing. So if you see, solid state drives which are known as electronic disk are basically not magnetic storage. Okay, so what the question says, which of the following is known as electronic disk? So electronic means it will have electronic components. So basically solid state drives have NAND circuits which are basically electronics parts. So the answer for this question is solid state drives. Okay. Whereas USB hard drives, they are magnetic. Again, USB sticks, if you see, these are called flash drive. Okay, so if you see pen drive, flash drive, USB thumb drive, all are pen drive only. Okay. Coming to the next question, dash is a high speed device used in CPU that stores temporary data during processing. Okay, so the answer is very simple. You know, arithmetic and logical unit is used to perform arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, deletion, and it can also do comparison. So this is not the correct answer. It is not going to store temporary result. So you have control unit. Control unit again do the control part. It is not going to store any temporary data. So from memory we have auxiliary memory and registers. Okay, and you should know that auxiliary memory generally store the data in the permanent form, persistent data it stores, whereas registers are used to store the data temporarily. Okay, so the answer for this question is option 4, registers. Okay, and we have seen this thing in our memory hierarchy chapter where we have seen that registers are generally used to store the temporary data, whereas secondary storage is used for storing the permanent data. Okay, let's see the next question. Which among the following statement is correct about the cache memory? So this is the third question from the memory itself. So this particular year we have seen many questions related to memory, and in fact in all the competitive examination this is very important topic that you should cover for computer awareness. Okay, so cache memory keep the program that can be run in a short amount of time. Okay, cache memory stores the data in permanent use. Okay, see, cache memory is not used for permanent memory. Okay, it is used for storing the temporary memory. Okay, so the answer for this question is 2. Let's see the other one. Cache memory is faster than main memory. Yes, it is very closer to CPU. That's why it is fast. Okay, so this is not incorrect. This is correct statement only. The size of cache is usually small. Yes, this is again a correct statement. So the answer for this question, those who have given 2, they are right. So 2 is the right answer. Again, we have seen the pointers that cache memory is a memory which sits between RAM and CPU, and it is located near the CPU, and it is based on the principle of locality of reference. It was asked in SSC CGL, and it is a volatile, faster than RAM, smaller in size and expensive. Okay, so these pointer we have seen in the memory chapter. If you have not seen, you just see this video, you will get a lot of pointers from memory chapter itself. Coming to the next question, which option of print setting is usually choose to choose specific pages in MS Word 365? Okay, suppose you want to print specific number of pages, say page number 1 to 10. Okay, you don't want to print all the pages in the current document, only the custom print you want. Okay, so print all pages, as we know that it is going to print all the pages, so this is incorrect. Print current page will only print the page on which the cursor is, so this is also incorrect. Print selection will only print the selected content that you have chosen. Okay, this is incorrect. So custom print is the right answer. So in the custom print, You just specify the page number from 1 to end, or 1 to 2, or whatever the random number you want. You can just specify those number in the custom print dialog box. Okay, so option 4 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. Dash display a list of utilities to configure computer system and install software and hardware. A very easy one. So all of us knows that it is control panel. Through control panel, you have all the list of installed software and hardware inside that. Okay, so you can just install from this utility itself, or you can uninstall from the control panel. Okay, so the answer is option 1, control panel. Let's see the next one. In MS Excel 365, if value in column A and row 10 is referred in a formula, what is the correct option? Okay, so these are different way of writing the same thing. So you must have seen the Excel window where these are referred as the column number A, B, C, D, whereas numbers, row number are written here 1, 2, 3, 4. The intersection of these two makes a cell reference, and generally it is column followed by the row number. So A10 is the right answer. Suppose my column is A1 and the row number is 10, so the intersection will be here and it is referred as A10. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. Coming to the next question. Dash while transfer from the customer machine to the server is known as what? Okay, so this is basically asked from the terminology. So you have your device, this is your device, your computer machine, whereas this is the server, and you both are connected to some internet or some LAN. Okay, so basically you are transferring the data from your machine to the server. Okay, you are, if you see the direction, it itself say it is in up in directions, means you are uploading. Okay, so the answer for this question is uploading. What is browsing? Browsing means you are trying to search something on any server. It can be internet server, it can be local server. Forwarding means you are just forwarding without doing anything. Okay, downloading means the reverse of uploading, where anything, any custom resource, any resource, it can be image, movies, audio, video, or any document, if you are transferring from the server to your machine, it is basically downloading. Okay, so it is reverse of uploading. So the answer for this question is uploading. Let's see the next question. Which among the following is incorrect about laser printers? Okay, so laser printers, you know, printer is one of the output device, and he is asking specifically about the laser printer. Okay, and you need to tell which of the following statement is incorrect. Uses laser light for producing dot to form characters? Yes, it is correct, because laser printer has laser light in it. Using those laser light, he is going to print the document. Okay, can print multiple copies at a time? This is incorrect. It can print only one page at a time. Okay, and these are generally fast speed and support multiple fonts and size. Okay, so option 2 is incorrect. Quickly, let's see the next question. Shading option in MS Word 365 is used for what? Okay, so shading option you must have seen if you have used MS Word. It is basically the changing the color behind the selected text. So if you have selected this text, and if you want to use a shading option, it is basically you are changing the color behind this selected text. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. It is from the chapter email, and we have made a wonderful video on email. You can just check it out. Okay, so which of the following is not an example of email server provider? Okay, so email service is the service where you can send the message from one place to another, or you can do anything. Email is one of the communication service in the internet. Okay, so there are many email service provider. Let's see. Outlook, yes, it is one of the email service provider. It is a service given by the Microsoft, previously known as Hotmail. Okay, and Gmail, everybody knows that it is from Google. Okay, and Yandex, it is very popular in Russia but not all over the world. It is also an email service provider. Okay, so all are email service provider. Option 3, those who have given, they are right. Let's see the next question. But before proceeding to the next question, you can see in the email chapter we have discussed everything about email. Okay, most of the previous year pointer we have seen in this particular chapter, and this is in our playlist. You can just go through that playlist and just brush up your information on email. Okay, let's see the next question. Which among the following statement is incorrect about Trojan? Okay, so if you see that from malware chapter we have seen 2 questions in this paper only. Okay, first we have seen what exactly is a Trojan. So now he is asking the incorrect statement about Trojan. Okay, and in that particular question itself I already told you that Trojan generally does not self-replicate. It is a virus which self-replicates but not Trojan, and obviously it can infect other files if it is virus, but since Trojan are not self-replicating, so this is incorrect. Okay, Trojan looks like legitimate software. Yes, it is true. Some Trojan create backdoor to give malicious access. Yes, it is true, but this self-replication is the false statement. So option 3 is the right answer. So as I already told you in that particular questions that it is malware disguised as legitimate software, and all those pointers we have seen in the malware chapter. Okay, so just go through that chapter. You will have information, you will have some insight about this chapter, what is commonly asked in the exam. Okay, let's see the next question. The memory unit that communicate directly with the CPU. Okay, it is a very simple one. So if you have CPU cannot do anything. It needs some memory, right? So for what? For transferring data. So if it is, this is my CPU and I want to do some execution, I need memory. Which type of memory? It is main memory. Okay, main memory generally is the volatile memory. Okay, and auxiliary memory is a permanent memory. So for intermediate result we need something that is primary to the CPU is the main memory. Okay, so option 3 is the right answer. Let's see the next question. This is again from the CPU registers. Okay, we are going to soon a video on the CPU register. The instruction that need not to be executed immediately is placed in what? Okay, so student, it is instruction buffer register. So buffer, whenever you see a word buffer means which is going to be stored temporarily. Okay, so all those such instructions which need not to be executed immediately are generally stored in this particular registers, whereas current instruction register will give the address of the register data which is being currently executed, whereas memory address register give the address of the memory for which currently data or instruction is stored. Okay, so the answer for this question is option 4, instruction buffer register. Let's see the next question. So this comes from the chapter ports, and we have already uploaded a video on the ports where we have discussed all types of ports and possible previous year pointers. We have covered everything in this particular chapter. So VGA, a video graphic array, is one of the connector which connects monitor to video. Yes, we already know. And this connector have how many holes? So these are the 4 options. Yes. Yes, it's 15. So VGA connector has 15 hole in it. So option 4, those who have been well and good, they are right. And all such type of pointers we have covered in our theory classes. If you have not gone through this chapter, you can go through and you can benefit from this particular video. So if you see, we have seen that this connector type is 15 pin connector D sub, which is blue in color. So this is your VGA card. Okay, let's see the next question. Keyboard shortcut to reload current page in Google Chrome. Okay, so these things we have covered in our chapter web browser. So as you know, Google Chrome is one of the web browser, and in this particular chapter we have seen many keyboard shortcut related to the web browser, and in that video we have seen it is F5. So F5 is generally used to reload the web page. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. So as I was telling you that we have made various shortcut keys pointer in this particular chapter, such as F5 for refreshing the web page, whereas Control N is for opening the new window. All such shortcut we have discussed in detail in that particular chapter. Okay, let's see the next question. Shortcut to insert hyperlink in MS Word. Okay, so as I told you many times, in MS Word and MS PowerPoint, MS Excel, in these things you should go for the shortcut. You will get at least one question from shortcut itself. Okay, so you should remember that Control K is used for hyperlink. Okay, hyperlink, how to relate? It is K hyperlink, so K is at last, so hyperlink. Okay, whereas Control M is used for increasing the indentation. It is very commonly used in Microsoft Word. For example, your paragraph is here and you want to start it after 3 points, so you will give one indent, one you can say one tab space. It is called indentation. Okay, and Control H, as you know, it is used for replacing. You want to change some words by using find and replace utility, so Control H is the shortcut key for that. Control Z, everybody knows that it is for undo, whereas Control Y is for the redo. Okay, so option 1 is the right answer. Let's see the 19th question. Dash is a passage to connect two networks that may be working on different models. Okay, so you should tell the name. So there are two networks, okay, and they are connected to each other somehow, okay, using some device. Okay, and these two networks are basically working on different models. What do you mean by model? Suppose it is working on TCP IP model, and maybe it is using some legacy model. Okay, legacy means anything which is not related to TCP IP. Okay, so such type of network you need to connect some device. Okay, the device name is gateway. Okay, gateway is also called as protocol translator. Okay, and the word itself says it is going to translate the protocol. So if you are using protocol or model TCP IP here, this gateway will convert this protocol to the other system which you are going to use. Okay, so 3 is the right answer. So in the networking device we have seen all such related pointers. Okay, this is a very wonderful video. We have made as short as possible so that you can quickly revise for your competitive examination. Okay, let's see the last question for today. Dash cookies track you and expose privacy. Okay, so there are different type of cookies. Cookies are generally small files which are used in your PC when you are browsing some website using the web browser. Okay, and there are different type of cookies like persistent cookies, first party cookie, third party cookie, zombie cookie, session cookie. Okay, so the cookie which tracks you and expose your privacy are generally third party. First party is one that you are visiting any site, so those are first party, whereas third party which are used by the other company. Okay, this is generally for tracking you basically. So option 2 is the right answer. And all such pointer we have seen in this chapter, web browser, where we have gone to the cookies topic itself, where we told you everything about cookies and different types: first party, third party, persistent, session, zombie. I'm not going to repeat all such terminology in this particular chapter. Okay, so that's it. So thank you, and if you have anything to say, you can write in our comment box. We will be very happy to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.